what's up, everybody? This is the Loud Whispers podcast. I am joined here with Zach and Alex.
Hola.
And let me just tell you, we had this idea literally 24 hours ago. So if you're watching this is our first podcast episode, and we literally had this idea over brunch.
We did indeed. Over mimosas.
Oh my God.
Hash browns and mimosas. And breakfast tacos.
They were really yummy, actually.
And they're very good. Shout out Faces Malton.
Hey, shout out to Faces.
Malden.
Thank you to our non-sponsor, Faces
they are not
Malden.
sponsoring this for sure.
And I think Chelsea. I think her name was Chelsea.
Oh, yes. Our server, yes.
Chelsea. She's
Thank
always
you.
lovely. Chelsea, if you're out there and listening to this, keep on Chelseaing.
Listen, everyone, we are so glad that you are here with us. This is our first episode of the Loud Whispers podcast. We want to cover all the topics. There is no topic that we will not cover. Well, maybe there is, but we'll find that out as we go along, okay? So thank you for joining us. We want to talk to you about current events, about social issues, about whatever is going on in our world.
And we're also going to be doing some fun things throughout.
Yes,
Random
yes.
segments that we came up with that are definitely going to be hilarious and fun to listen to and watch.
Yes, and as we are three long-time friends,
Yes.
we are definitely going to go off on tangents too. So stick with us through it all because we're going to go off on some deep rants. We're going to get into some deep moments with each other, probably get into some deep emotional moments.
I love deep moments.
We all enjoy that. Yes. But it's going to be a lot of fun, that's for sure.
Listen, the first attempt at the name was the Three Musket Queers,
And they vetoed that.
and it did not pass the test.
I came up with that name, and I decided that name child was to be no more.
So the Loud Whispers it is.
For now. I'll give it 24
now.
hours.
We'll see if in 24 hours
We'll see if it
we
sticks.
decide to change the name.
Yeah, this is gonna be the podcast that changes names every week.
Ooh,
Well,
that's a good name.
Listen, it is.
A good gig, a good little
As we're going into this podcast, I want us to take just a few moments and talk a little bit about our backgrounds, where we come from. So let's start with you, Alex. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh gosh, gee, I am a enigma of just Midwestern creative confusion.
Hang on. Are you telling me that you're from the Midwest?
Where's that?
I think you have to go south.
East.
East.
Wow.
For that
Gotcha.
one. But no, I am originally from the Midwest. I'm from Iowa. I was born right on the Mississippi River. Shout out to the Mississippi River gang. And I ended up moving out to Boston for school, and I ended up staying here because I thought Boston was just such an amazing and unique city with so much opportunity.
So you stayed for the city.
I
Right.
stayed for the city.
Stayed for the weather.
Yeah.
I stayed for the
Definitely.
weather. The very nice weather that you meet on Tinder and fall
Ah.
for and then end up
Okay.
moving in together, and that's all she wrote. But
Wet weather, for sure.
you can say that again. But I am a musician by trade. I also act. I work primarily in theater, doing sound design. I'm a composer. I write original music as well. And that is probably the most interesting thing about me, besides the fact that I adopted a cat named Simon a few years ago.
Yes, and now
he's a
we are
beautiful
proud
tuxedo cat.
parents of Simon Conrad.
Simon Conrad. He had another middle name at one point. He was
Yes.
like hyphenated middle names,
Yes.
but I think he went to court and got that removed. But anyway, less about Simon, more about you, Zach.
What a good transition.
Thank you.
That was really great.
Thank you.
The,
That was
the
good.
transition queen over
Yeah,
here.
that was brewing for a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, we like a transition. Well, hello. My name is Zach. I, like Alex, am from a shitty part of the country and decided to move to Boston. So I'm originally from upstate New York. Moved out here about 8 years ago to pursue my master's. And
I didn't know that.
yeah.
I didn't know
went to
that.
Northeastern for my master's. And have just lived out here. I was working for a very long time in higher education and working with advising students and supervising students in those spaces until about this past November, where I've been laid off and I've been kind of having my renaissance, if you will, or my reinvigorating of who I am and what I want to be doing in the world. So I've been pursuing drag for the past year and a half. So follow her on Instagram, Lucy Corkscrew. So Lucy_Corkscrew, and that's Lucy with an I, LOOSI.
Oh,
Thank you very
she's
much.
a Lucy corkscrew.
Yeah, loose like my lips. Both sets. And
Very talented.
Very,
drag queen.
very talented.
Very amazing
Yes.
performer.
thank
I
you.
definitely don't miss a show if you can get out and see one.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey for the past year and a half, and I hope to keep growing with that and keep growing in terms of art and being a part of the queer community here in Boston and beyond. And also looking to possibly get into acting soon. But besides that, I've also bartended and served tables for a long time. So I have a wealth of knowledge from that. So yeah, kind of like Jack and Jill of all trades here.
I love it.
And yeah, I'm also a cat parent to my babies, Patrice and Pierre. Shout out. I miss you guys at home. I hope you're watching. And yeah, that's me.
Wonderful.
What about
I
you?
love it.
Tell us more about you, Rafa.
Well, for me, I love long walks on the beach. I love just no, for real. I was born in Brazil. I was born in São Paulo, Brazil, and I actually moved when I was 4 years old. I was 4 and I decided to move. I was like, that's it. I'm
By
going
yourself?
by myself.
It's kind of late to start walking.
Listen,
isn't it?
listen. You got to do what you got to do.
I guess.
You know.
Yeah.
No, my parents decided to move to Colombia, and so we lived in Colombia for a
South
few
Carolina?
years. No, Colombia,
Okay.
South America.
Alright.
Yes. Do you know where that is?
I do.
If I point it out on a map,
I
yeah, because I've heard that Americans don't know geography, so I don't know.
That's true for most.
Yeah.
It's definitely true for most.
Well, we lived in Colombia for a few years. I lived in Medellin and I lived in Monteria. And then when I was 9 years old, we moved here to Boston. And so we stayed in Worcester for a few months. In Worcester. Worcester,
What
kid.
town?
Yes.
What a place.
I know, it's wonderful. I
What
love
an
Worcester.
introduction to the United States of America.
I know, seriously.
Wow.
Like, right off the gate,
Yeah.
Worcester.
Yeah.
You know? So we lived in Worcester, and then we lived in Somerville for a little bit, lived in Malden, lived in Wakefield. So I've been all over the North Shore. Yeah. I lived in Florida for a few years, too. That was fun. Florida's very, very hot.
Yes.
It's very, very different from here.
Florida's
But,
a complicated beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in 2017, I decided to move back here to Massachusetts, pursue acting full time. And I've had the privilege of being in some really awesome productions, both in film and TV, also theater.
Wow, what have you been in? Anything I might have seen?
Do you live under a rock? Because I've been in everything.
Wow, you worked with The Rock.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm not. No, I've
I
not.
would like to be in the Rock. Yeah.
No, I've been oh my god, I was in a movie called Little Women, directed by Greta Gerwig, starring Saoirse Ronan.
How little were you?
I was a
Were
very
you the tiniest
I
woman?
was the tiniest
Okay,
woman
perfect.
on set.
That's my drag.
It was tiny woman.
Tiny woman.
Tiny woman.
I was in Don't Look Up. as well. Written and directed by Adam McKay, starring Jennifer Lawrence and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh my gosh, Adam
and
McKay
a
of
whole
Step Brothers.
host
Wow.
of other wonderful people. That was a great time. We shot that during the pandemic, by the way, which was a wild experience.
I also got a shot during the pandemic. but
Absolutely,
I got a
good.
couple of those after too.
Good.
Yeah, we're vaxxed.
Oh,
Fully
fully
vaxxed.
vaxxed. Fully vaxxed.
You're supposed to still get the
Booster.
The booster.
right?
Yeah.
Does anybody ever actually get the vaccines now?
Booster. I don't even know her.
I don't.
Booster?
I try to like stay on top
I
of
know.
it.
It's hard though.
I'm
It's like
so-
the flu shot.
yeah.
It's like
yeah.
if is it. Will you actually catch the flu if you don't get the flu shot?
Well, it's
Like, who knows?
it's become like.
I can answer that because
But hang on,
I'm gonna
hang on.
gamble.
I
I'm gonna
did.
take a gamble.
my lawyer
do it
brain is
because
kicking
it's
in.
bad.
So
I know.
we are not advocating for you not to get the flu shot. You should
God,
get the
no.
flu shot.
Please
You should get the
Get your
COVID shot.
vaccines. Look, we are
Get
not
your
RFK.
vaccine.
We are not
I
RFK Junior
am.
here. We're not
Yeah,
RFK Junior. Get
listen,
your vaccines.
We get our vaccines.
I am actually RFK Jr.
God.
That's actually me.
And our special guest today is the worm.
I took the
from
substance.
RFK Junior's brain.
I'm RFK. I took the substance,
Oh, wow.
and here we are.
Wow. Hang on. Is this your younger or older self?
Oh,
Shit.
bitch. All right. Well, this is my last episode. So
Ouch.
thank you so much.
8 minutes in.
That
and
was
already
good.
burning.
The shade is knee
Jesus.
deep already. We love it.
God, this is a bunch of gay people.
Yeah, it's gonna happen
God.
eventually, but
This is what happens.
this is what we've
This is what
descended
happens.
into.
This is what happens when
already.
you give 3 gay people microphones and just say, "Talk, fuckers."
To be fair, we decided to do this to ourselves.
Nobody
so.
forced us to do this. I can't even
I'm so
play that
sorry. I'm
card.
so sorry.
No, I love it.
Aye,
This
aye,
is if this is how it's going so far. I think we're on the right path.
It's not that bad. Yeah.
No, it's definitely not that bad.
And if you're sitting like stone faced, just like breathing air out of your nose every few seconds because you find something like a little funny, then good. That's enough for me.
that's all
yeah,
we
That's
care.
enough.
Good job.
If we get a little chuckle or like
Yeah.
a little shart out of you, we will be happy.
Shart.
Yeah,
I don't want people to shart.
You don't want a shart here, but
No.
like as the people out
If you're
there
driving in
listening
your
and
car,
watching,
listening
if
to
you
this,
laughing
that's
so
fine.
hard out
That
of
you
something-
shart yourself?
that you shart
Yeah.
yourself, that will make me proud. So let us know.
I love it.
We'll be setting up social media and email and all that
Yes.
stuff.
Please,
So
yes.
please send
you know,
us a
let us know.
message confirming or denying whether you did in fact
Yes.
shart yourself.
Reach us on all the socials. The Loud Whispers.
Yes, just put shart in the comments of any of our stuff, and we'll know you're one of us.
Yes. Oh, hang on. I recently learned about
scared.
shit posting. Do you guys know about shit posting?
What are you, 2015?
I'm sorry, I did not know
Wait,
what
what?
shit posting. Do you know
don't
what
shit posting is?
No,
I had no idea. Okay.
No. Shit posting is an art form in which you post in order to just stir shit up.
Listen, I felt so
Oh,
old.
I know about that, but like, I thought you were talking something
No,
more
okay.
scat play.
No.
That's what when you like shit posting, people posting pictures of their shit. Like that's kind of where my brain went.
No,
That
no,
was a
no.
very literal interpretation
No.
of that.
No, not at all.
My brain.
No, okay. So listen, I came across this this ad for this girly singer, which I don't remember her name, but it was like someone trying to promote a show.
Asterisk. Whenever we say
Yes.
girly, it's not like, oh, this is girly. It's like, no, like
yes.
girly. Like,
Yeah,
Literally
like
any
girly.
animate object is a girl.
Is girly.
is a girly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
like this microphone, girly.
Like
Correct.
my sock, girly.
girly is a state of being.
Mm-hmm. State of mind, a state of spirit.
Absolutely. That's
So
right.
anyway, some girly.
So I saw a girly, and she was promoting her show. It was a sponsored ad, and then I went to the comments because I thought it was really nice, the post. I went to the comments, and the comments were filled with "Nice try, Diddy."
Yeah, I've actually seen that too.
It was filled. It was like
I guess that is
hundreds.
shit posting, right?
Nice
Yeah.
try, Diddy. Nice try, Diddy. Nice try, Diddy.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it, so I Googled. I'm like, oh, God, I'm so old right now. And I Googled. I was like, why does it say nice try? And then I learned what shit posting was all about. I had no idea.
So wait, I still don't get it. So you basically go on other people's stuff and just like
it's
post
nonsense.
something
It's just
random?
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
you just
any type of nonsense
to like deter them
okay.
from looking at your
It's collective
stuff.
chaos.
So
yeah.
do you remember a few years ago when people would post like, "Thanks, Obama"?
Oh yeah.
That's
Okay.
shit
Similar
posting.
energy
Okay,
to
got it,
that,
got it,
got it.
That was like the OG. One of the
Yeah.
OG shit posts
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the Thanks Obama
Yeah.
thing. Because it's like it has meaning, but it's also pointless.
If there's any like Gen Z or Gen Alpha people watching us right now, they're literally like, oh my god, these people are so old.
I'm 27.
They're so old.
Well, you're the youngest here.
Millennials.
I know, us millennials think we are still relevant by starting our podcast.
We started a podcast to try to stay relevant with the youth.
With the youth. So, like, I think podcasts are over for them. I think that like they have already given up on podcasts.
No, it's done.
No.
It's just doom scrolling from now on.
Yeah. That's why we'll cut shorts from this.
Okay, well,
we'll make it really
that
nice.
leads us into
Should we
our
play
first
a
segment.
A segment?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Our
Smells
first.
fishy.
It does.
It
Is that
does.
you?
It is.
that
I
you?
spread my legs a little
Oh.
too far. I'm so sorry.
Someone needs a shower.
Or like a nice enema.
The Daily Catch. Our first segment, our first / game, which is something that we came up with where we're each bringing a piece of news or a topic that we feel is needed to be shared.
Yes.
So it can be anything that we feel is just worthy of being shared to the masses. It's highlights of things that usually won't be shared. So who wants to?
Well,
tackle
I'll
it
start. I'll
first?
start because
So tell
I
us what
came
you
across.
found.
We were talking about being health conscious and all of that. So I came across.
Fuck that shit.
And NIH.
I'm barely conscious.
God damn. I came across an NIH study. NIH is a National Institute of Health, which
Thank
it
as you
still
know,
exists as of today.
as RFK Jr., you know this.
Yes, I'm aware.
But listen, as of today, it still
They're
exists.
getting cut.
I don't know about tomorrow.
Yeah,
Elon Musk, but
You'll find out when I talk
I
talk to my boys.
Yes, that's it. But anyway, so
Your boys are on it.
Right.
this NIH study said that rats don't like music. They actually detest it. They don't like it. They prefer silence. However,
Most of them live in New York City. That makes no sense.
but listen, no, it makes a lot of sense that they're not always out and about. They're always trying to find a a place to hide because they prefer silence. However, if you give rats cocaine, they like jazz.
Okay.
Rats prefer jazz when given cocaine. Now,
I'd hang with the rats.
listen, all I'm saying is they're altering their state of mind and their state of being, and the type of music that they feel most connected to is jazz. Wow, like those are some smart rats.
I mean, that makes sense. I don't know. Something about it just is like, yeah, rats, cocaine, jazz music. It's New York.
Checks out.
Yeah. It sounds like, they're hanging out at the right spots, in my opinion. They have access to the right clubs, so
Absolutely.
I think we're trying to hang out with the rats after this.
New York's hottest club is called Rats. It's got Macaulay Culkin.
It's
got
Macaulay
Macaulay.
Culkin. Damn.
Leave
Damn.
Macaulay alone. Leave him home alone. All right,
Should I-
Zach, what did you find? What did you find?
Okay, so my daily catch. So, have you guys ever heard of a place called Saratoga Springs in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's known for horse racing, and the horse races in the summer. It's always a big draw, but they obviously have a lot of horses in this establishment in this town. Yes, and I know he got excited thinking there's ketamine around, but there's not. I'm sorry.
Wait, what? Ketamine and horses?
Those two do go together.
Wait,
Never.
do the rats end
Wait.
up in the K-hole? Is that what it is?
Wow.
Wait, I'm
Really bringing
actually.
it
Wait, ketamine and horses? Where's?
Ketamine's a horse
Yeah,
tranquilizer.
it's a horse tranquilizer.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh my
It started as a
God.
horse tranquilizer,
Oh my god.
and now it's used to treat PTSD and war veterans.
as
Yeah.
it should. What do you think it's doing to the horses?
Or used recreationally.
It's treating their PTSD.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, so a horse fell into a frozen lake in Saratoga Springs,
Oh, no.
but miraculously they were able to get him out.
Yay!
They were able to tug him out.
Was
So
the
it's-
horsey alive?
It was alive.
Oh my
yes, he
gosh.
was fine. Luckily, like the farmer, whoever, was able to I don't know,
Lasso her
get the
out.
townsfolk, and do
Oh my
something.
God. All the king's horses and all the king's men.
Yes, put the
horse back together again.
or got him out of the ice or whatever. But
I hope they gave him a warm
I don't
blanket.
get that reference.
All the king's horses and all the king's men. Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
Yeah, but part of my childhood was not spent in this country, so I don't know.
That's very fair. I mean,
Valid,
some of our fairy tales and stuff. I mean, that's a whole nother topic for another day.
I mean, they're German in the first place.
They're questionable.
So.
Yes. All right, Alex, your turn.
I'll go next. So I want to read this verbatim because I thought it was just an incredible amalgamation of words. So, from the New York Post, old reliable. I'm lucky to be alive after sustaining car crash injuries, tripping over my cat. This man,
hang on, he's lucky.
A UK man miraculously survived after sustaining a broken neck, a fractured spine, smashed ribs, blood in his lungs, and other, quote, car crash evoking injuries from tripping over his cat.
Did he trip down the stairs afterwards? Like, what?
Well, he says he can't remember much. He just remembers falling fast, and then he was at the bottom of the stairs.
Oh
yeah. So it was stairs.
Okay,
it was stairs.
All right.
Was he an older man?
He was 59. They're calling it the Apocalypse Meow accident. And to make it even better for the mental image you're seeing, it's an Egyptian Sphinx cat.
That makes so much
like
sense.
A wrinkly, just
that makes so much
beautiful
sense.
being.
Oh my God!
You know that cat called upon some Egyptian god and said,
"Oh, absolutely!
You better tear this."
Oh, and by the
up.
way, it bit a chunk out of his leg before he fell.
Oh yeah.
The cat did.
The cat took a bite out of this man's leg before sending him careening down the stairs.
You know that is Queen Nefertiti coming back saying, "You fuckers,
you owe me."
Yeah.
You owe me.
You all owe me. And it happened in the UK. You know
happened
how
in
much
the UK.
Egyptian
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
they have stolen and
Yes.
put in their museums.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Queen Nefertiti saying,
Payback.
"Pay back."
Oh wait,
Payback is a bitch.
There's
Karma's
more.
a bitch. He should have known better.
He had to lie unattended for 14 hours in a pool of his own blood.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really does go to show the.
And there is a picture of the cat.
I want to see a picture of the cat.
There is a picture of the cat.
Okay. Well, send it to me. And
We'll put it up on the screen.
We are putting up on the screen right now.
A picture of
the cat.
of the suspect is now up on the screen.
I love it.
If you have seen this suspect, please dial 1-800-899-899-9999 cat.
This next segment
Yes.
is entitled The Swear Jar.
Oh no.
And we're entitling it The Swear Jar because whatever you take out of the swear jar is what you have to talk about. So we're going to have a selection of topics that are going to be automatically generated for us.
Do you swear?
And
do you swear to talk about whatever is in the swear jar?
no, I don't actually.
You're supposed to say
Yes,
yes.
I do. Yes, of course.
Oh my
I do.
God.
We're doing this podcast
It will
together.
do.
Listen, this is improv. Yes,
Yes, and.
You see? And then he wants to be an actor. Like, what the hell? Jesus.
We're talking about improv actor. No, but I'm really excited for this. We'll kind of have randomized topics, and so we have to be.
Yes.
So we're asking ChatGPT to come up with some topics for us, and then we just have to talk about it for a full fucking minute. So should I go first?
Yeah.
You should. I think one important note is that it can be anything, and the topic is pretty much unlimited. So it can be something super innocuous to something that is just unplanned and unready to be told.
Yeah.
Wow.
It can be anything from something deep and dark to something light and bright, and anything in between. So let's put something on.
Our first topic.
First topic is, and this will go to Zach. You want to go first?
Okay,
sure.
you go first. Yeah, let's do it.
So your topic is the bizarre yet fascinating history of the dancing plague of 1518.
Okay.
Your time starts now. You have 1 minute.
So in 1518, and that was a year after 1517, a really true epidemic happened in.
Tell me more.
I believe Germany, Bavaria to be particular. Bavaria, as the polka music was playing. There was an epidemic of the polka music not stopping. and the people were not stop dancing, and their gyrating movements and their hips were thrusting and swishing their big skirts and their bloomers around, and
Wasn't the church heavily influential at this time?
getting people too excited. Correct. So because people were getting too excited and gyrating and moving and jiggling far too much for the content of the church, there was a plague.
Wow.
And it needed to be stopped.
Oh,
Wow.
the plague wasn't
it
that
was
they were
a
dancing.
plague.
So did the plague start? Wait, was it dancing the plague, or because they danced so much, there was an actual plague?
Both.
Oh, oh,
And then
the poor Bavarian people.
yeah, and
I think that's time.
yeah, that's definitely
All
time.
right, that was
So
solid.
that was
Good
the
job.
very true story
Yes.
I was
of
gonna
the
say-
dancing plague of
What-
1518.
Yeah.
1518.
1518.
Wow. The dancing
Just so you all
plague.
know. Yeah. All right.
This is the dancing plague of 1518.
Rafa, you want to go next?
Yes, let's do it.
So your topic is the weird and wonderful phenomenon of deja vu and why it happens. Your time starts now.
Okay, so the weird and what was it? The weird and
Wonderful phenomenon.
the weird and wonderful phenomenon of deja vu. You see, the thing about deja vu is that in a way it's a roundabout argument of talking about something that has yet to be seen but was seen once in prior lifetimes, perhaps even prior pastimes. So deja vu starts initially in the subconscious, and it mitigates prior to any type of conception of realization of ideation. Deja vu then develops and materializes into the very conscious side of your brain. So deja vu is nothing other than a photograph of a previous moment once seen, but now coming through the conscious of what the unconscious saw that might have happened somewhere, somewhen, depending on how and what perspective you have seen it as. So deja vu starts in France in the 1900s.
I feel like you've said this before.
You know?
I feel like I've heard this
I feel
before.
like I
I've
dreamed
been
about
here.
this
Yeah.
one time. Yeah.
Listen,
Hey, that was solid.
That was good. That was
Yeah.
really good.
listen.
Yeah.
That was very, very good.
Deja vu starts whenever you think of whatever was set up once in the subconscious.
Can you say that again?
Deja vu starts.
I think your time is called.
You're definitely
This is
at
just
time
you're just
for
enjoying
sure.
this.
Yeah, but I feel like this could also
was
be
too easy of
a
a topic
great
for you,
main
yeah.
topic at
Yeah.
some point.
Absolutely,
Really
I love
good.
no. But
I
like,
love
for
stuff
real,
like that.
I love deja vu. Like
No,
deja
same.
vu
No,
is
it's
like it's such a weird phenomenon of like what is actually happening here.
I know, and it's also one of Beyonce's best songs. Alex, do you want to go?
Go.
Yes.
I suppose I am
Yes.
the last to go. Yeah. You want to
Yeah,
read it
let's
for
do
me?
it.
Yeah.
And start.
what is it?
Okay. Jesus Christ. Blank. Start. Okay. The strange feeling of walking into a room and forgetting why you entered in the first place. Too real. And go.
So, I have these really weird experiences where I'm minding my own business. I'm caring to my petunias, and I get this feeling that I'm supposed to walk into my dining room office. And so I start walking to my dining room office, and I enter, and when I get there, what has happened? Why am I here? And I look up and I see above my head the little green diamond always floating above my head, telling me that what my
Yes.
status is in
Yes.
life, whether I need to
Ugh.
pee, whether I need to eat,
Oh.
it's blinking. It's blinking purple, but then
Yes.
purple black. It's going like purple black, purple black, purple black, purple black, and every time it goes purple black, I have a seizure.
Wow.
And every time I have a seizure, I see God.
Wow.
And every time we see God, he says, Alex, you have to be taking care of your petunia plants. And I say, okay, God, I'm trying. But purple, black, death, God. And then I wake up.
I think you're at time.
No, but finish the story.
I
really
am
thank
interested
you.
now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And your life is a
Yeah.
As a true story, I think you should respect my
Very
experience.
true
Uh-huh,
story. Yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah.
And And God says, you got to go do this. You got to go take care of these petunia plants. You're our last hope, X, Y, and Z. And so I go. No more petunia plants. They're gone. Somebody has duped me. They led me in and they removed my petunia plant plot.
They sell them.
I don't know, actually. I think I saw them in somebody's car the other day, but they were on fire.
Wow.
Oh, the person was on fire or the car was on fire?
Just everything, all of it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, gotcha.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Yeah.
Gotcha. It's a great movie.
But yeah, that's my time. That's my very true story about
Wow.
walking into a room and forgetting why you were there in the first place.
Yeah.
I forget why we started this podcast.
Honestly, Sam,
It,
that's because I had too much to drink. But
It was the
different
mimosas.
story. Yeah.
The mimosas that do this thing.
okay, well,
Do
listen.
it.
The Oscars.
Something everyone is
Yes.
talking
We have
about.
brought you
very
all
loud
here.
opinions.
We have brought you all here to this moment because we'd like to talk to you about the Oscars.
I don't know if any of you have heard about it, about the Oscars.
Yes.
Do one of you want to explain what the Oscars is in
Oh
case
my
anyone
God.
doesn't
Well,
know?
it is the most premier celebration of cinema in the world to this date. Now, it happened on Sunday.
Which was yesterday. Yeah.
Yes.
Which was yesterday. At this time of
Well,
recording.
it's yesterday. It was
Sunday.
yesterday for us.
Yesterday at the time of
Oh,
recording.
yes,
You know.
but it was,
Dumbass.
And the Oscar for biggest dumbass.
Goes to.
I'll take it.
So, the Oscar was hosted by Conan O'Brien.
Yes.
A boss.
Yes.
Brookline native.
Yes,
A Brookline
Massachusetts
native.
native, for
Yes,
sure.
absolutely. Love Coco. We're on a nickname
a
basis.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes, Coco and I. Anyways, so he did a phenomenal job hosting the Oscars.
Yes.
It was very funny,
I
actually.
thought he was very funny.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
he was very just quick with a lot of his things. I liked a
Yes.
lot of sometimes those like gags that
Yeah,
they do
they-
throughout
I
can get
know.
so old. But
They didn't really
I thought it
do
was-
any like
yeah.
gags, and it honestly just like kept it real. It kept it just like very focused and on time, and like
Yeah.
people
Kept
weren't
on-
like, oh, I have to do this fucking bit right now.
Well, the thing about Conan is that he has great experience with hosting. I mean, he
yeah.
hosted Late Night for all those years, hosted The Tonight Show. Then he was robbed of The Tonight Show, but it's okay. That's another story for another day. And I do got to say, I loved the girlies, Ariana and Cynthia.
Oh,
good,
my
such a
god!
Oh my goodness.
Incredible.
Started the show off so well, just giving us this blessing of, their singing.
And just hearing their voices live, I think is such a different experience than obviously
Yes.
hearing it on the movie. Like I think that's both where their strengths are, right? Like
Yeah.
doing live
I mean, they're
performance.
singers first, I think.
Yes, exactly. So I think they just hearing them both sing live with each other, having that connection. There's one like zoom in of as Cynthia singing of Ariana standing in the
It's cute, I
background
saw
and
that.
looking just so
Grateful.
grateful,
No,
so
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
I know.
Like so happy to see her friend up there singing. Like
I don't
just
know if
loved
you
it.
noticed, but there were I think they did 3 songs. They did like the 3 different generations of iterations of the story. Wizard of Oz. She did Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and then they did The Wiz.
that was
Home.
the Quincy Jones tribute.
Well, they did that
but-
later on.
But in the beginning, they
Yeah.
also did.
Oh, yeah,
She sang Home.
You're right.
Was,
You're right.
Because it was Wizard of Oz, The Wiz, and then they ended with Wicked.
Yeah,
obviously.
it was
Yep.
it was really
It was a
beautifully
really
done.
nice, just like last 100 years of like cinema to like start the show and
Yeah.
remind people where this all started, basically.
Yeah, and I just thought the awards in general, like, it all went very quickly
Yeah.
for the most part. I mean, I feel like the Oscars is such a long, arduous,
Yeah.
especially the Oscars is such a long and arduous award show in
Yep.
comparison to like the Grammys, which is so fun in my opinion. And
Yeah.
there's the other shows I feel like have a little bit more levity.
Is it next year that they're introducing the popular movie award?
Are
Oh,
they? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if
Not
it's
heard
next
of
year or 2016 or 2026 or 2020. I don't know.
Well,
No.
somebody
they're introducing
did-
an award that is like it's not called that. It's
Well, I
not
know
like
there's outstanding achievement, like box office achievement, but that's for something else. That's like a different.
Yeah,
That's Golden Globes, right?
No,
Yeah.
no. They're introducing an award at the Oscars that is
Oh.
like the equivalent of like
Of that,
the
Popular vote.
Yeah, the big popular.
You made a bunch of
movie.
money, and a bunch of
Yeah,
people came to
yeah,
talk.
yeah.
I think it's like to include like some of like the Marvel movies
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
some of those.
Don't anybody think of the Marvel movies?
God.
Well, what did we
Don't- please
think
don't
about
come for
like the big winners yesterday?
Honora took home Best Picture.
Yes.
Mikey Madison took home Best
That
Actress.
was definitely
know. Those are
a
the-
bit of a
I
shocker.
felt like it was an upset for sure.
Yeah.
No, it was.
Yep.
I feel like everyone thought like she was in the running definitely, but I feel like everyone thought it was like, but not seriously.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, I think
like-
everyone was expecting Demi Moore to get it for The Substance.
Yeah.
Or Fernando Torres.
Torres
I,
for-
I thought.
I
so
to
here.
be honest with you, like there's a part of me that was hoping,
Sure.
as a Brazilian, I'm like, come on, girl,
Yeah.
let's do it. But then there's the realist side of me that's like, I don't think that she's gonna take it.
Yeah.
Just because the movie that she was in, I'm Still Here, it's a Brazilian movie about Brazilian history in Portuguese, and a lot of the Academy does not speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
And
know?
it didn't get wide distribution either until just like the last month or so, like
Yeah,
wider distribution in the U.S.
Yep. Which
we saw, and it was an incredible.
No, and it's an incredible movie. It was so good. Wonderful film, directed by Walter Salles. Fernanda Torres is in it. Fernanda Montenegro, her mom, is in it as well. Celton Mello. Wonderful cast. It's funny because I grew up watching Celton Mello and Fernanda Torres doing comedy, like doing sitcoms on TV. And so to see them in a very dramatic role was like, whoa, what is this? It was very different. But like they acted their asses off. Like there's this one scene for Fernanda Torres that she's in this ice cream shop, and she is looking at all of the happiness that is happening around her, but she's lost her husband at this point. And you can see it in her face, just her sadness, her just the grief that she's going through. But in a split moment, she looks at her kids, and it's almost like, I don't have that, but I have this.
It's a great like moment of just like learning to appreciate, like even amongst the trauma and amongst like the unknown, like
Yes.
appreciating what is still within your grasp.
Yeah.
You know, even though you might not have the life you once had, that doesn't mean that you still don't have a life, and you just still don't have the opportunity to create a life, with those that are still around you.
Yeah. That's a beautiful message.
The Brutalist.
I did not see it.
Yep,
I want to.
Adrian Brody took home Best Actor.
And his speech was brutal, so to speak.
Wow, I actually haven't heard that joke yet. So that was good. Yeah, wow, I'm surprised.
I mean,
it was as long as the movie.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I guess it held true.
That one I did hear.
But it really just solidifies the fact that maybe some white straight men should not have jobs. Like, maybe they should just stop working or doing what they're doing, because that was a lot. It was a lot. They were cutting off these amazing people from Palestine who
I
had
know.
this incredible
No Other Land.
document.
No
Yes,
Other
No
Land. Wonderful. I don't know. At least up until the time of the Oscars, No Other Land had no distribution.
No distribution. Yeah.
I don't know if they
So it won
have
an Oscar
now,
without like.
but it
mass
won an Oscar
distribution.
without
Yeah.
having any distribution.
documentary short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Documentary is short. I think.
Short,
Yeah.
But it was I was noticing that as the night was going on, like how they
Yeah,
cut
they got
off
shorter
some
and shorter.
people
Yeah.
so quickly, and then Adrian Brody gets up there and he
Yeah.
can talk for 15 minutes. So
Or was it a documentary feature? No,
It was one of the documentaries.
it was like an all women's. I remember that it was like an all women's production. I can't
that
remember
was a
the-
documentary feature.
It was
yes.
the only
Yes.
girl in the orchestra.
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
That's right. So it was documentary short.
I think I like that you said that, because I saw a post today that somebody was recommending in order for some reason to enhance the Oscar experience, in their opinion, to remove the shorts from the award show, to remove some of these categories that they felt weren't, I don't know, necessary for the program.
It wasn't your work,
But-
so
but-
it's not
Right.
necessary, right?
I think it's just sometimes the art gets lost
Yeah.
in an attempt to find simplicity and convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think so many people are wanting to skip right to the
good part.
the big
Yeah.
five,
Yeah.
and they really want to
Yeah.
get to those moments. But I think anybody in that room would probably tell you it's not always about those moments.
No.
Like you have to. I really like when like Conan really acknowledged the people in the background and the people who work on tech and the people who who are not always in front of the camera.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this
part of it.
from experience. You cannot make a film just by yourself.
No.
It requires a whole group of people. And listen, there's so much going on a film set. There's so many jobs. It's unheard of. And so
I don't think people know just like how many people actually like different industries are involved in making one movie, from catering to electric to carpentry to set design, costuming, music.
Yep.
I feel like film and TV is one of the only art forms that really combines every single whether it's artistic, whatever it is.
It's extremely collaborative. It's extremely because it puts together all of the talents of all these different people to make this one solid piece.
And you remove one piece and
it all crumbles. Absolutely. But I will say Sean Baker took home Best Director, Best Editing,
Best Screenplay,
Best
original.
Screenplay, Best
original
Screenplay
or adapted?
Original. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Best Picture.
Best Picture, yeah.
And Best Actress.
Yeah.
Best Actress.
Well, no, but Sean Baker.
But Sean Baker, yes.
Yeah.
But that movie,
4 out of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was he literally wrote it, directed it, edited. He did the whole thing. So it's a very independent production, which is very different from Oscars of past years, where you had big studios, Universal, Warner Brothers.
No, I love anything indie, whether it's video games, whether it's movies, whether it's like, I think that we need to put more focus on indie projects.
Yeah, no, independent cinema is so crucial. And honestly, even the story, the topic of Anora, being about sex work, it is extremely poignant, and just it questions a lot of the things that we as a society think that are right or wrong, So it gives a perspective into a world that not many of us are a part of. I mean, except for Zach, on Tuesdays.
Tomorrow.
And Thursdays?
Tomorrow's my big day.
Yeah.
That's why we couldn't do this on Tuesday.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to start my Thursday establishment, my Thursday business.
Yes.
But
good for you. We love a businesswoman.
Yeah, we have to... we got to do what we got to do in these hard times.
In this economy?
Mama.
But the Oscars were awesome. I really enjoyed the Oscars this year.
Was there anything that anyone was like super just happy about that somebody won? Or
I mean, Brazil won Best International Film. I'm Still Here, so I was really that is Brazil's first win.
Mm-hmm. And I was happy to see the wins Wicked got. With set design and costuming.
Honestly, I was really happy that maybe I'm imagining this, but Conclave did pretty well, right? Last night, or is that a fever dream I had?
No.
I know they were nominated for a lot. I can't remember if they won anything exactly.
I don't remember. Do you have your sheets though?
I don't have my sheets.
I don't know.
I know.
I mean, you have a computer. Look it up.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's all right.
Not gonna lie, I really did want Wraith Fiennes to win
I
Best
did
Actor,
too.
but
I did enjoy A Real Pain. With
I didn't watch that.
Yeah, I watched
saw
it with Kieran Culkin.
Yes.
And Jesse Eisenberg.
And so he wrote that. Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
And so
Original screenplay.
At the watch party I was at yesterday, the host, her name is Patty Bure, another drag queen. Shout out Patty. In Boston, was telling me that The Apprentice, the movie about Trump, was actually very good.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she watched it. She watched all those movies. By the way,
I did.
She's
not
a
see
huge
The
movie
Apprentice.
buff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she actually said it was really good, and
I'm
it doesn't
sure it was good,
paint him in a positive light.
So,
You know.
peeking in here, Conclave won for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah. Okay.
I did win
that's,
Best. That's fun because that's what I remember. Like, I was just floored by
Yeah.
like just the writing in that and just like
Yeah.
the
I
way that
know.
it kept me
Oh, it's
hooked
such a beautiful
constantly.
movie, and I really wanted Rosabella, not Rosabella, Rosabella,
Yeah.
Isabella Rossellini.
Yes.
I wanted her to.
Rosabella, that's a pretty name.
Is that
Rosabella?
That's your drag name.
That's my drag name. Rosabella.
Rosabella.
Conclave had a wonderful twist at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really
I
enjoyed it.
Don't spoil it,
Yeah,
but
no,
like,
no,
go,
absolutely
but, like,
not.
please go watch Conclave.
No,
Like, if you
should, yeah.
and keep an open mind of it
Yep.
because like it's not gonna go where you expect
Yeah.
it to
It's
go.
not just about
the Pope.
Yeah.
Catholic priest. I mean, it is about Catholic priests, but it's not just about the.
It's not just we're picking the Pope.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah. No.
It's about humanity, honestly.
It really
Like,
is.
Oh, yeah.
It's about humanity. It's
Yeah.
about
faith,
how
doubt.
there's a lot of darkness in light
Yeah.
places and vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and yeah, just how humans are so
Yeah.
dynamic, and we have our faults, we have our things that we can control, we have our
Yeah.
things that we can't control.
Did
Yeah.
you see A Real Pain?
No.
Yeah,
No, I wanna see that.
I enjoyed that one. That was really good. That one, it's literally Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin going through all these places where, gosh, I'm
They're going like around like Europe, and they're following.
Yeah.
I think they go to Poland. They go because they're trying to like trace down or follow. I might be
Yeah.
a little wrong, but they follow their roots.
Yeah,
Of,
yeah.
like their family history.
Yeah, it's the whole World War II
Mhm.
tribute tour. Not tribute. Gosh, what am I?
It's
trying
like
to
a
say here?
memorial
Yeah.
A
tour. They're doing
memorial
like a
tour.
memorial
Yes,
tour.
tribute
Yeah.
tour. Yes, a
The
memorial
tribute
tour.
to World War II is what they're
Yes.
doing now.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the world.
They were
My
doing a
heart goes
sequel.
out to you.
Yeah, part 3.
Yes.
World War II, part
but,
2.
But listen, I thought it was a really wonderful story. It was very very heartfelt.
Mm.
Can I give a hot take?
Yes.
That will might get some reactions.
Hang on. I thought I liked it. I thought it was very heartfelt.
Before you start shitting on it, let me finish.
No, well, listen, I'm not Jewish. I did not grow up with a lot of Jewish people around me, and so seeing that story, it gave me a lot. I mean, I've seen other stories about Jewish people in the Holocaust and all that, but that one per se, it's
About
almost like
today,
a modern, take, almost like trying to
how the
yes.
pain lingers even to today.
Yes, yeah. So I really enjoyed that, and how pain transcends generations.
It's generational
Yeah.
trauma. Yeah.
So I thought it was a really good way of approaching a very hard, complicated topic, in a very wonderful way.
I love Kieran Culkin. I think he's a fabulous performer and a great actor. And my hot take, and this will probably be very controversial, but I kind of feel like he only won the Oscar because of the other nominees that he was up against. I felt like because I say that because I felt like A Real Pain wasn't the kind of movie that the Oscars usually would like embrace, or so I feel like it's a culmination of who he was up against
Yeah.
and who he is
Yeah.
as a person, because there's a lot of talk about legacy and rewarding legacy right now too, and he has the high name recognition as well,
Yeah.
which deserve it also. Like he's done a lot of work, but I was kind of surprised with how much people embraced that performance, and the way I rationalized that was that there honestly wasn't anything that else that kind of stuck out, like was like that's the guy that
Yeah.
but all his flowers to him. He was so great, and he's still
Sure.
well deserved. But that's just kind of my nuanced take on like
Yeah.
that.
I was surprised that Coleman Domingo wasn't more of a wasn't being more considered. I guess for the Oscar, because I watched we watched
No, I
Sing Sing.
sobbed.
And-
I
and
cried the
it-
whole
oh my
time.
God.
Watch that.
No, it's
I-
incredible.
amazing, yeah.
We cried. I thought it was
And I
wonderful.
love
You know,
Coleman.
We love.
no,
Coleman.
he's
love him.
incredible. I've been surprised that the last few years he just has not been recognized for the amount of talent that he has.
I mean, if you saw Rustin alone, like that
Oh
should have gotten
my
him his Oscar in the first
God.
place. Like that he should have won for that one.
I feel like he's gonna have his moment.
yeah,
in,
he
like,
will.
Yeah.
he will
the next
eventually.
year
yeah.
or so.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's really gonna have his moment.
But
for
listen,
sure.
regardless of Oscar or no Oscar, like his performance is amazing. You should go see Sing Sing. It's really, really good. It details the story of the inmates in this prison,
Sing Sing prison in New York.
New York, and how the story's about acting. So for me as an actor, all these prisoners getting together and forming, an acting troupe and putting together productions and finding themselves, through the art form, through the craft. I thought that was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Finding liberation.
Absolutely,
through the craft.
absolutely.
I think that's
Well, because a lot of times, when you think of I would say, a lot of people, when you think of prisoners, you think of, the worst of society.
Yeah.
That's where we send them,
to be forgotten about.
Exactly. And this film just completely took that and flipped it upside down.
Humanizes.
Absolutely. You see the heart in each individual person, and how they're able to come out of this, you see this this heartfelt approach to life, because they've lost so much of life, the appreciation of it,
They have nothing left to
you know
lose.
absolutely. So it's very humbling. I cried so much
I
watching
laughed,
it.
cried.
Yes,
but
but I
he
know
was-
Divine G. I know
Yeah,
that's his name.
He was
Um,
great.
He was great. He helped write it. He started in the supporting role with Coleman, and the story is sort of based on his experience in Sing Sing. So it was a really, really wonderful story.
I think Coleman is supposed to be playing him, right? I
Yes,
think
yeah,
so.
yeah.
Like Coleman plays Divine G's who he actually is, like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he was in prison.
Yes.
And now, wow. Any
other-
other movies that we didn't touch on? Not no.
Flo.
Flo, Latvia,
yeah.
Latvia.
Has
in the
anybody
house.
seen Flo?
I've
No.
not.
I have not seen Flo either.
Simon,
I've seen
Simon,
it.
It looks
Simon,
yes.
have you seen Flo?
Aw.
Simon.
Simon, have you seen your cousins in Flo?
But listen, from what I hear, it's a very innovative story.
No dialogue.
I would love to see it. I think it's on Max right now. So it's something that
Okay,
it's very innovative. No dialogue. In Latvia.
Latvia, yeah. It was
Latvia
their
got
first,
an Oscar.
first nomination and first win for
first
Latvia.
nomination, first win.
Yeah.
So
Coming,
hey,
coming out of left field, Latvia. We love
Yeah.
it.
Good
for
job,
and for
Latvia.
animation too.
Yes.
That's really cool.
yeah. And there was a tribute to Quincy Jones,
Jones.
and Latifah.
Yeah.
Which has
Yes.
brought some different opinions
Oh,
out
really?
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
haven't
heard
seen those.
I heard some about just wanting it to be a little bit more at times of just like showcasing more of his work, like a medley.
Oh,
or,
yeah. I get
Because
that.
he's done so, but at the same time, the Oscars are about film, so they're highlighting the whiz and the
Yeah.
films that he did.
I was just surprised that not that many people got up and danced, or
That was
I
a
was
shame.
really
That was a
surprised
shame.
There was-
because
yeah.
it was so electric.
We were at home wanting to get up and
Absolutely,
dance.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, Queen Latifah there singing "Ease on Down" is like
fucking great.
that is dance material. So there was like the picture of, I think it was Coleman,
Ariana,
Cynthia.
Cynthia,
They're the only ones
all standing
so I
up
was
and-
like,
Yep. Oh, they felt it. They felt
they're
it.
like it's
so.
a
the
stuffy
spirit.
room in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then I saw Coleman also got up on stage, like in one of the commercial breaks, and was like literally getting the entire room up dancing, and then he took a shot right on stage.
No way.
Yeah, during one of the commercial breaks.
he needs to marry
What?
me.
I don't remember
love
this.
him.
Because it was during a commercial break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I probably went up
We
to
were
peek,
watching commercials
of course.
during the commercial break.
Well, should we move on to the next segment?
I could talk about the
Or,
Oscars all the time.
do we have more hot
I don't
takes?
know.
Do we have more things?
Here's the thing. So let me explain my morning. So I woke up, and he can attest to this. I woke up. I went on Threads. Let me mind you. I deleted my Threads account after going this morning because just the vitriol. Y'all are mean people. You're mean people. You leave that Mikey Madison girl alone. You leave Mikey Madison alone. Okay. I didn't see the movie, but just leave her alone. Okay. That's all. That's
It is something though that like this is a very young person
Yes.
receiving a very
Yes.
big award, and
She's how old?
She's like
Do you know?
26, I want to say, or
Let me
something
see.
like that. But I think regardless,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no.
people are so quick to judge.
She's
Yeah.
25. She's
Yes.
25.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no. She's
Like
young.
she doesn't even know what she's getting into by winning
Yeah.
an award like this. Of course, And she didn't even know what she was getting into. Probably getting into this movie.
She was like, "It's this indie movie I'm doing."
Yeah,
like,
and so all these people's lives are changing.
Yeah.
Probably in a way that we can't fathom. So people just need to give people a little bit of grace and just like relax.
Absolutely.
And whether you agree with her deservedness or not, the bitch won the award.
Yeah. Like,
She won the award.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it though.
No,
like
absolutely,
people win
absolutely.
awards at award
Yeah.
shows, and it's not always going to be the person you want it to be.
No, it wasn't who I want. I wanted Fernando Torres
I wanted
to win.
Fernando.
this is
but-
probably such a life-changing moment for her,
Yeah.
and like something that is going to propel her into so many other things.
Yeah.
And hopefully her success just grows and grows and grows. But she didn't know. She's a 25-year-old getting
She's an
involved
actress.
in a job.
Her job
you
is to
know?
act.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people, back the fuck up, back off, everybody, because it's not her fault that she's an amazing actress and she worked on an amazing film.
She didn't deserve to win, though.
Yeah.
And
We'll
now,
talk about that
Alex, take
afterwards.
us into the moment.
So our next segment we'll be doing is called The Moment. It's essentially our recommendations of things that we feel deserve to be highlighted, that are the moment in our lives, whether that's in film, TV, other forms of art, whether it's shows, whether it's podcasts, whether it's movie, whatever it is. This is just our time to kind of share what we're vibing with at the moment.
Yes.
I suppose I can start.
Yeah.
Right now, we have been Ruff and I have been really involved in the Boston theater scene lately, and I just wanted to give a shout out to the Boston theater scene, especially the smaller, more intimate local theaters, like Teatro Chelsea, the Apollinaire, Newton Theater Company, Boston's Playwrights Theater. I feel like they are all just doing super, super important work, keeping actors employed.
Thank you very much for keeping actors employed. But while also giving our communities these just really awesome and important shows that they touch on such a variety of topics. Like we just saw a show at the I believe it was at the Apollinaire called Hedda Gabler. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it. It's a story from, I think it's the 1800s. It's a play from the 1800s from Europe, and it was just such a well done, well choreographed, well acted. Yes.
The energy between it was they did something really special. It was
starring Parker Jennings,
Christian
Christian
Mancinas,
Mancinas,
Paula Ferreira. I'm so sorry, Paula.
I think it's Ferrer. I don't know. I'm so sorry, Paula.
I know, but she was incredible. They were all incredible. They were all stunning. They brought just such life to all the characters, and it was just a really, really important show, I think, to have, especially right now in the world. And so my thing is the Boston theater scene right now. I think the Boston theater scene is killing it. I think people should go see a show whenever they can. Support these actors, support these theaters.
If you're in the Boston area, go see some shows.
There's always something going on. There's always something going on in Boston. Like there's all these theaters hidden away in different places that you would never expect them to be there. So go see live theater, please.
And it's the greater Boston area.
The greater Boston area.
Not just Boston, but the greater Boston area. There's great companies doing great theater. It's amazing. Go see a show. Please go see a show.
Yeah. What's the moment?
My moment right now is I'm still here. That is my
I'm
moment.
still here too, babe.
Yes,
yeah, me too.
I'm still here. The movie.
I'm sorry. What's that name in Portuguese?
Ainda estou aqui.
Okay.
No, but for real, it's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful movie. It takes place in the 1970s, Brazil, and it's about the Paiva family. So essentially, Rubens Paiva was this congressman in Brazil right before the coup that the military took power in Brazil, and then afterwards he left Brazil because he was being persecuted. Came back to Brazil, worked as an engineer, as an architect, and was targeted by the military junta at the time for his views. And just for speaking out and for trying to facilitate communication between some of the people that had been not outlawed. What's the word?
Like
I'm looking for?
ostracized.
Yeah,
Like,
essentially, and the family's still living in Brazil. So he sort of played this middleman role of transporting letters and communication and whatnot. And this man was approached one day at his home. Rubens Paiva was taken by the military and never seen again. And so the story is about Eunice Paiva, this woman who is just an incredible force of nature. She not only takes care of her home, they have a bunch of kids together. So, she maintains her stature as a mom and kind of the pillar of the family. But she then she goes to law school, becomes a lawyer, and tries to fight the dictatorship that way. Wow. Brazil had a dictatorship from 1964 to 1985. So it was, very, very terrible years there where there was a lot of persecution. And this movie does a phenomenal job of talking about authoritarian governments, about the freedom of speech, the freedom to come and go as you please.
That's definitely not appropriate in these times.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Never heard of that kind of story before.
And so it's a very, very timely message of how to survive, how to resist, how to keep your heart open in times of great stress and great grief. And so I loved it. I cried so much. I laughed as well. The first half of the movie is just you falling in love with this family. It's the most beautiful, beautiful scenes that you can imagine. And then halfway through, the unimaginable,
the other shoe drops
happens. Yeah. Yes, and then it's us dealing with the fallout of all that. And then there's a beautiful little thing that happens at the end where Fernanda Torres' mom, plays Eunice Paiva like 25 years later. So mom and daughter play the same character in the same film. And it's the sweetest thing.
That's really cool.
And Fernanda Montenegro she's Brazil's Meryl Streep. So you get an idea. And she just acts so much. She's in the movie for maybe 5 minutes, doesn't say a word. And it leaves you just speechless, of just how much this actor is able to communicate so much with looks, So it's an amazing film. It is definitely the moment right now for it. Go see it. It's playing in theaters in some places, and hopefully it's Sony Classics right now, so it'll get distribution.
It will be everywhere soon. Don't worry.
Absolutely. Wow. How about you? What's your moment?
Yeah, I mean, I have a few things that are my moment currently. I think to kind of echo what you were saying, I know I wrote something else down, but I'm gonna talk about the Boston drag scene.
Yeah, no, please.
Absolutely. Talking about, I think, just keeping, attending local theater, attending local art productions.
Yes.
If you're out at a bar and you see a drag queen or a drag king or a drag thing, throw them $1.
A drag thing? Is that appropriate?
Yeah, no, that's.
I don't know. I'm asking because I don't know.
No, yes, that's an appropriate term.
Yes, okay.
Yes, and some people who prefer to be called drag things.
Yeah,
yes,
okay,
yes.
Wonderful.
Because they don't fit into any of those,
absolutely
binary things. But I think the Boston drag scene is extremely dynamic. We have a lot of trans representation. We have a lot of people of color representing in the drag scene, and a lot of different types of drag. Nice. Not only are there drag queens like myself, there's drag kings, like I mentioned, drag things, clowns, creatures, monsters.
Wow.
A lot of some of the best monsters and horror-based drag artists are from New England or from Massachusetts, Providence, Worcester. Like, all of these places have such a dynamic drag. So yet again, if you see a drag show, if you are interested in starting drag, the Boston drag scene is also really incredible about open stages and welcoming new performers. There are
inclusive,
countless open stages. So not only at Jacques Cabaret, which has drag 7 nights a week, but there's multiple different performers who are putting on open stages. Brooke Poole is doing one called Splash Zone. There's another free show that Violencia is putting on. Like Tara Dickoff is hosting their own open stage show.
That's
love
a
that
great
fucking name.
Tara
Jesus.
Dickoff is
Yes.
Jesus, love that.
is on a rise. Tara, if I'm gonna shout out, I'll shout out.
Shout out to Tara
I'll shout out
Dickoff.
one drag artist an episode.
Yeah.
Tara
beautiful.
Dickoff will be today. That is mommy.
Today's highlighted drag.
That
drag
is
person.
yes, exactly.
That's mommy.
That is and she at the show. So she also hosts a big queer dance party called Feral.
Okay.
Which you guys got to come to
Absolutely.
one in the future. But she has everyone call her mommy. They call
That's
me
so
mommy. She calls her the pterodactyls, and everyone cacaws.
Wow.
She is so funny. Yeah, she's incredible.
That-
So yeah,
That's one thing that I will say about the drag scene is that it's beautiful in creating community. It does
Yes.
such a great job of creating community for people that feel so ostracized at times.
And it's so interesting that people who feel so ostracized and feel so othered in other parts of their in other I don't know what I'm trying to say, but in other parts of their life,
Right,
right?
right.
Yes.
Can get on a stage and feel power,
Yes.
right? And I think that's just such indication to all of us that we have such power within us. We have the ability to do the things that scare us.
Yeah.
That those things are not that far out of reach, right? So I think that's really the power of art in general is being able to be in our fantasy, know that we're able to do so much more than we think we are, and get beyond your reality that you're limiting for yourself. You can create so many different realities just with art.
Yes.
Whatever that looks like, whether that be acting, whatever medium you decide to choose. So yeah, I think yet again the Boston drag scene, it's small but mighty, and we have so much diversity within it. And just hearing that as an audience member too, of knowing that there is such love and support that we have,
and
for
they're great shows. They're incredible
Yeah.
shows. They're very well
Fabulous
thought
shows.
out of.
Yeah,
like-
every person who produces a show, every person who is even a part of a show is really cares about the details, cares about the other people in it. And I think that's the biggest thing too, is that you care about all aspects of the show. And most of the time these are the people that are, I mean, drag in general, you are creating literally every single thing that you put on the stage, right? You're creating from your look head to
It's
toe
very DIY.
to the music that you're mixing all of your own music, so you're doing your own makeup. So the DIY aspect is and will always be a part of drag. And
You are the team.
you have no makeup artist.
Yeah.
You have no person.
You are the costumer, the makeup
You gotta
artist,
do it all yourself.
the producer,
the
the director, the
literally,
actor.
like you do
Yeah.
it all. And then beyond that, your social media,
Yeah.
your other stuff. But yet again, I just think there's so much to learn from drag performers. There's so much to learn from queer, trans people in our world, especially right now, learning from their stories, what they've been through, and continuing to find joy and light within a dark space.
Especially during this time.
Joy
It's such
is the most profound form of resistance. So keep resisting, keep dancing, keep smiling, keep going to drag shows and supporting people.
Keep catch that dancing plague of 1518.
Yes, to bring it back.
You know what? We want that dancing
bring
plague
it
of
back.
1518. Keep
yeah.
on dancing.
I'm ready for it, honestly.
There's a beautiful scene in I'm Still Here where they're trying to get a picture for a newspaper, and the photographer is about to take the picture, and the photographer says to the family, "Don't smile," and the mom says, "Why?" "Oh, the editor wants a picture,
A serious picture.
That's a little more serious. That you guys aren't smiling," and she goes, "No, we're gonna smile. Smile. We're gonna." In other words, No. We're not what you think that you
They
are.
don't get to see us.
You don't get to see me like that. I'm gonna
downtrodden.
We're
smile.
not playing that tactic.
No.
We're not playing that story.
And I love that. And it goes hand in hand with what you said
Absolutely.
of joy being the greatest, weapon to
Absolutely.
resist,
I always use the Dolly Parton quote of if you are walking past someone and they are wearing a frown or they seem sad, you give them your smile.
Wow, that's beautiful.
To always give them a part of you just by sharing a smile, with them. And that they might walk away being like, oh, that person's annoying. They're too happy. But you left an impression.
Absolutely.
You left an impression at least.
Yeah.
So I just think it's so true that with the world that we're living in today that we need to support local talent. We need to support local
talent.
art.
Yeah,
art,
support local
just
talent.
art. Yeah, art in general, like just needs to be. I think both local and
Yeah.
not local. You need to
Yeah.
also seek out and support talent.
Yeah.
Of people
Everywhere.
all over the world
Yeah.
and look for stories that don't match your own. Look for stories that you can learn from, that you can maybe learn something new from, or you can embrace different cultures, different people. Like, we're not doing enough of that. A lot of people are not doing enough of that. I'm probably not doing enough of that, to be honest. So, yeah, get out there. Put that Amazon Prime account, or no.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yo, the what?
Not Amazon.
The what?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
No,
Go to your local
the whole
Blockbuster
thing about
and-
the ethic consumption under capitalism. That whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Go to your local Blockbuster and get a good foreign film. Anyway, should we move on to the next segment?
We have.
Are you ready to
we have
come
a final
clean?
final?
Are
segment.
you ready to come clean?
I'm always ready to come
Are
clean.
you
I'm
ready,
ready
to come
clean?
Yes.
What is this?
So,
What are we
in
doing?
this segment, we are entitling Come Clean. We are encouraging ourselves, you, and me, to come clean about anything that we would like to just come dump your feelings onto the table about anything that you would like to, whether that be that the sky is not blue, or that there were too many people at the grocery store today, or anything you want.
I would like to say that the price of eggs is too damn high.
All right, go.
I don't like the fact that the eggs are so high. Listen,
What are they smoking?
I don't know what's going on. What are these chickens, pooping out?
Pooping?
I don't know.
Babe, do you think chickens
Bringing it back to scat
poop
play,
eggs?
No, they don't. It's just like.
to shit post or whatever.
Scat
But
post.
listen. These eggs are so expensive.
No, I went to the store. 12 eggs, $8.49.
Wait, where are you?
Stop and
shopping?
shop. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Stop and shop.
Trader Joe's was not that bad. They were like $5, but still.
That's still expensive.
Oh, it's still expensive.
Okay,
It's
so you want me to go and
for
get some commie eggs now? Okay, fine, sure. I'll go to fucking Trader Commie Joe.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be Trader Joe's at some point. Trader Elon's.
Trader Elon.
But yeah,
Oh wait,
the
Trader like TRAITOR.
Yeah, exactly.
Trader.
Exactly.
Trader Elon.
Yeah, it just does make me wonder, like, what is happening with the chickens.
Do you think they unionize? Is that why prices went up?
The chickens
unionize.
That has nothing to do with it. I'm a union man, and I'm telling you right now, that has nothing to
No,
do with
it's
it.
their right to unionize.
maybe the
Absolutely.
chickens unionized.
They
maybe
unionized.
There's a lot of layers to
they
what you
started
just
to
said.
they started to
Don't make me
caramelize.
cry.
Well, something I want to come clean about,
Yes,
and
come
something I'm gonna bitch about because I work as a server and a bartender, as you both know,
And a drag queen.
and a drag queen. Yes,
You
And
do a lot of jobs.
I do a lot of jobs that involve tips, particularly. Okay, and yes,
$5
and yes,
tips,
and that
$10
means
tips.
what you're thinking.
Yes.
and
Yes, tipping 20%.
tipping is. First of all, it is a necessary evil for some people. But if you work at the fucking convenience store and I am making my own hot coffee
Give it to
that
him.
I just poured into from a fucking, I don't know, one of those spigot things.
carafe?
Yeah,
Tell
a
'em.
carafe. Thank you very
Tell
much.
'em.
I go up and I pay my $3.50 or whatever the fuck it is.
$3.50.
Okay, $2.50. whatever.
No, $4.50.
Yeah, nowadays.
If
These,
not
these eggs
$7.50.
and coffee are getting out of
Eggs
I'm
and
telling
coffee,
you.
man.
And you spin around that tablet and
Do
you
you mind just filling this
say,
out real quick?
fill this out for me.
It's gonna ask you a few questions.
That iPad is getting shoved up your ass. I'm so sorry, but no, you did not perform a service for me. Tipping is really for people performing a service and people performing they are doing something for you. You sit down at a table, you have a server to go get your food from the kitchen.
My hot take is that we shouldn't have tips at all.
No, correct.
and we should just pay living wages in
You
the
should pay
first
people
place.
living wages.
You should
But
be
that's
giving
that's for another episode.
You should be giving
know.
people living wages.
And not
But
subsidizing
until we
their
don't
wages
get there,
using
tip
tips.
your people, man.
Yeah. I mean, servers do not even make minimum wage, so it's just like
No, they
it's
legally make less than minimum wage,
crazy.
and Massachusetts didn't vote to increase it.
No.
So.
And so there's an argument of like, yes, having your tips accessible and not having them taxed is better for the worker, right? Is better for the server. But should we be making livable wages and getting health insurance and getting benefits and stuff like that? When
Like, it's about more than tips.
many of us are working 12-hour shifts on our feet all day. Like there's so many things, but sir, if you turn around that iPad to me one more time at the convenience store, it's going down. So that's my thing to come clean
You will
about.
lose it.
Okay, well,
My loose. I will. Yeah,
You're trying.
I was trying to
I
make
know,
trying,
I know.
yeah.
Not happening.
I need to come clean about the fact that the Oscars In Memoriam this year
Oh,
and the
God.
music that they chose.
Oh, God.
I was confused. I was bewildered. I was wondering who the fuck is the music supervisor this year. It was giving like oligarch that just found out he was poisoned by his son-in-law's ex-wife's daughter, and this is like the moment where he's in slow motion falling to the ground
Oh,
with
I
like
felt
the cup falling out of
triumphant.
his hand, and meanwhile I'm looking at Donald Sutherland just performing in his last moments.
It was like almost triumphant. It was
it was weirdly
wow, these people. Yay, they died.
it felt
almost felt like.
felt like a weird correlation to like the authoritarianism we're seeing in like our society of
I
like, oh
know.
look, even when people die, it's some it's a triumphant, like it's a sacrifice, they were martyrs, and it's like, but they just fucking
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
Like can we put I wanted some
It
like
just felt weird.
nice
like
piano music
just
with
felt
some nice
weird.
singing. Yeah.
It felt off.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to the In Memoriam because the music always makes me a little teary eyed with
Yes.
the picture. It's a nice moment, and I just felt like we were going to war in order to avenge these people's souls.
Also, Michelle Trachtenberg wasn't on there, so
Well,
they don't get my
That's
vote.
true. But to be fair, she wasn't part of
She
the
wasn't-
Academy.
no, I know,
Yeah.
I know.
But I get you. I,
I
like
was-
that
I
you tried
was
to stir
teasing.
that pot there, though.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Justice for Michelle.
Justice for Michelle.
No, I agree. Someone at the viewing party I was at yesterday said that same exact thing. Though they were like, "Why is this music almost celebratory?"
And because
It's like-
it is funeral music, but it's Mozart's Requiem funeral music.
Yeah, it was-
so like
it
very
was
different
not the
vibe.
moment.
So it's
Wow.
meant for like that kind of vibe, but like 300 years ago, babe. Not at the
yeah,
Oscars.
Yeah,
You know?
just get Cynthia back on there to sing something.
Yeah,
I mean,
honestly.
let's be
Honestly,
real.
have Cynthia come up and sing some like beautiful melody
Amazing
about
Grace or
life,
something,
Amazing Grace, some
you know?
ballad, like.
Yeah.
So for me, I have to complain about the fact that the Oscars really dropped the ball on the music they chose for the In Memoriam. I know that's a really like specific thing, but if you know, you know.
The come clean segment does not discriminate.
It doesn't. No,
No,
we
never.
against topics. Okay,
Never.
never.
Well,
Well,
that
that-
brings us to the end of our show.
crazy.
Oh my God.
That flew by.
We did
We're a little
that.
fast.
That went by really
We
fast.
did.
That's fine.
We did a thing. Listen, for someone who 24 hours ago was not even thinking about a podcast,
Yeah, the fact
To
that we threw
now-
this together in 24 hours.
Look
we,
at that.
We planned
I
it.
that
know.
was pretty
Oh,
good.
Put our heads
It really
down.
does go to show what happens when you
Yeah.
follow through with an idea.
Yeah.
It really does show the power of a nice good brunch.
It does.
Let us know if you enjoyed this podcast, and if you didn't, please don't let us know.
Fuck off.
Yeah, don't watch.
Please don't shit post. Watch
If you don't
everybody.
like it-
Oh God! Why did I?
We
bring up-
brought it up.
No.
We brought it upon ourselves.
No.
Bring the scat play on,
Yeah, yeah.
children.
Well,
Bring
at the very
scat
least,
play
it'll
on.
help the algorithm. So
Yeah.
comment away. I
Looking
guess.
forward to those nice Try Diddy comments. Thank you so much.
All right. right. Bring on the lube.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, everyone, for
here at
checking
Loud
us out.
Whispers. We had so much fun. It was great hanging out with you two. And
Wow.
talking about all these different topics. And
Thank you. I'm going to leave now because these two live here and I don't. So.
bye.
Bye.